What on earth is that saying over there? Oh, okay. I was like, the output from the software is really weird, but it's because I'm using the PCI by path nonsense. The error messages are like way longer. Anyway, high pitch noise is. Oh. Great. Let me guess. Fixed. All right. Well, your choice is you can have buzz or you can have no mic. You don't have to make the choice now, but eventually you will. All right. First off here, Walker, Texas Dangler, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 37 months. I appreciate that. Okay. Here's the deal. No mic. All right, so all the boxes from yesterday are put away now. That way they're all protected and stuff. And I had a realization. No, why? Because I left the receiver on the camera overnight. I don't know how much battery charge it has. So I plugged it into the camera thinking, oh, I'll just plug it into the camera. They're all the same ground reference, and the camera's got USB-C out. It can just recharge it. But then I forgot that for some reason, the Blackmagic is cursed, and it ruins all audio. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. After putting all the boxes away, I had a realization, okay? I should not be ripping my big boxes first, because I have loose jewel case copies of a lot of my big boxes. And if I can avoid having to open the big boxes just to pull the disc out, rip it and put it back in and have it be shuffled around and all that stuff, that would be better for the boxes.
CHER 100 should we have that in the background as a slogan? The Blackmagic is cursed. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. So, we're gonna rip jewel cases. So, I've grabbed some jewel cases for us to start. We're gonna be putting them in this thing and working with that. But I also grabbed more jewel cases. We have a lot of jewel case software to get through. So, yeah, it makes way more sense to just go through all of this first than it does through all of the individual boxes. So we're gonna work on that. Now, just why? Here's why. Let's just pick one up at random. This is Need for Speed 2 SE. It was $2. Here is Mech Warrior 2. It was, oh, some weirdo actually peeled off the price tag. That's unusual. Here's Hot Wheels Velocity X. It was 99 cents. All right. Now we see why Robot? Yes. As if the 600 big boxes weren't enough. So, all right. 1 month away from graduating secondhand, I shall be. Dual core Power Mac G5. Ooh, that's out of my wheelhouse. Only $75 reduced, 50 USD. That doesn't seem bad.
They've subscribed for
Oh, it's gonna read it. Okay.
On a 31-month streak. And says 1 month away from graduating to the second hand. I shall be. I got a dual 1.8 GHz Power Mac G5 recently for only $75 reduced 50 USD. That wasn't working because of a janky front panel connection, and it works mostly fine. I broke a SATA port on it though, but I can just brute force the storage problem with the 2.TB SSD mode. I plan on dual booting some flavor of Arch and Sorbet. Leopard once proper DVD equipment gets here. 8 GB of RAM already ordered and in progress. Wait, what do you mean? Text Limmy. End of line.
Squid, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 31 months. I appreciate that. Okay. is still like half a grand in a crate. I mean, yeah. So here's the deal, okay? When you guys think, oh, I want to play, this game, and you think I'm just gonna go on like archive.org and see if someone archived it. I'm just gonna go to the milk crate and I'll just go pick it up. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This is how my brain works. Okay. So anyway, yeah, we have a lot of them. So we're gonna go with that. And to answer the question, that was Pentium Edition MechWarrior 2. So all right. Yeah. I also have a couple of these like Target dollar spot CD releases, but we're not gonna rip those quite yet. Actually, I'm gonna open them. I'll open them up because it might have crushed the CDs. Ow, that was sharp. Oh, I forgot how garbage these are. It's not even a sleeve. It's just cardboard with a disc in it. Okay. Okay, well, it's not cracked, so that's good. If it fits in here, it doesn't really fit in here. I don't want to deal with that yet. Although, you know what? I'll chuck it over there so you guys can see a new thing we can do. And then 3D Ultra Pinball Creep Night. Okay, and that one's in a paper sleeve. We'll do these first, and you'll understand why in a little bit. All right. It's not hoarding if you're an archivist. All right. So let's go ahead and load this up, and then we'll go over and look at some of the stuff we got going on. So these are picked out in literally no order at all, and then we're just going to fill up one side, and then we'll go add it to the robot. So we got Operation Flashpoint by Codemasters. I didn't know they made first-person shooters. At least I presume that's a first-person shooter. There looks like they're about to shoot from first person, so yes. We got Moon Tycoon. Sure. SimCity 3000 Unlimited. We got Frogger. We got GTA 2. We got MechWarrior 2 expansion pack, Ghost Bear's Legacy. I'll go ahead and grab the Pentium edition, throw that with it.
They subscribe for 12 months, currently on a 12-month streak. And says, hi, Happy New Year. Yes, it's late, but I was not here this year. End of line.
No, oh my gosh. Lena Heim, thank you for the tier 1 sub there and for 12 months. I appreciate that, and no worries. All right. Hey, that's some local produce. What's it doing all the way over in Arizona? Oh, don't worry. I can go get some locally produced stuff. I have Postal. All right. Motor Racer 3. Sega GT. Flight Safety Aviator Pro 98 and Adventure add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator 98. Dude, this looks like some Hydro Thunder kind of psychedelic trip nonsense. Half-Life Counter-Strike. There's a thing on here that's going to be relevant in a moment. System Shock. Okay, we haven't filled this up yet. So let's keep trucking. All right, Need for Speed 2 SE. Chicken Run. CD-ROM Fun Pack. Hey, we're back. Okay. All right, so I finished filling this up. I have no idea what you guys last saw. Anyway, so yeah, my internet was horrible all night. So, yay. I'm expecting it to be terrible again today as well. All right, this thing is still busy over here, it looks like. Why is Crazy Frog taking so long to rip? Last saw some of Roller Coaster Tycoon. Wow. Okay, after that was Diablo, Painkiller, Diablo 2 expansion, Spy Fox, Hot Wheels Velocity X, Command & Conquer, General Zero Hour, Lemmings, Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit 2, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and Star Wars Battle for Naboo. There you go. Okay. Chicken Run was the last. Chicken Run was like one of the first ones. Okay, maybe not like the first. Okay, Chicken Run was right before Roller Coaster Tycoon. All right, I might just, I don't know why Crazy Frogs take so long to rip. Let me check this. This was just a test. LS, let's see, SSD, output, Crazy Frog, BinQ split, blah, okay, ls-la, and we're at only 400 megs. Yeah, we're gonna kill that. Hold on. All right. It has been ended. Okay, I'm opening the tray that Crazy Frog was in. I am removing the CD. I threw the CD across the room because I apparently don't respect Crazy Frog. I'm removing the other tray and removing the other disc that was in there so I don't kill it too. I'm gonna put all of the discs away. All right, I'll get to Vista plans once we get the robot going, because we can really make some progress on the robot today, I think. All right. All right. I just accidentally did a thing. One moment. I'm just curious if it will have done what I thought it would. It did. Okay. All right. I guess I should set up my phone for alternate camera angle so we can watch the robot. Okay, so the drive had 2 discs in it. That was yesterday. Today it's been fine, but it was 100% user error when it happened. Dude need to do it in an all clean room to make sure there's no dust on the records. Yeah. What are you talking about? I just get one of those like 78 player record changers where it's got the stack and just slap them on there. It'll be fine. Actually, those ones that have the cabinet would actually probably be fine. All right, there's the robot. Is that showing up on camera? No? There it is. Okay. All right. The software has been killed. I'm just going to restart it here. Okay. Now, there has been an evolution to the software. It has a new feature that's something I have wanted, and is going to really, really, really matter now that we're going to do just jewel cases, okay? So I'm going to start off by doing something without you being able to see it, and then you'll understand. So first off, I'm going to pause queue. I'm going to enable timestamp prefix, and actually let me refresh, make sure both of these are active. That's a little terrifying, but whatever. Pause queue. Queue is paused. Okay. The first thing I am going to add is power pinball All right. And it is, I guess it's for Windows XP. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to chuck it in here. All right, there we go. And I'm going to hit enter. And booyah. Oh, what's that? What's that photo there of the media? Why, someone set it up so they can use the Caesar to take photos of the media. And I have a foot pedal down here. And when I set the thing down over here, I just stomp my foot. This takes a picture. And then when I add a new media sample, it looks for all photos in a specific directory. So in this case, any photos that appear here, it will add to the next media sample that is added. So let's do this again. Power Pinball is done. Let's say we're gonna work on Pinball Creep Night, okay? So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put the box there, I'm gonna stomp my foot.
Laura Coon says CHEER 100. I stomped my foot. The camera throws a tantrum. End of line.
Thank you for the 100 bits. Now we can see there are two photos. Okay, my foot stomp was maybe slightly too effective. That's fine. We'll just delete everything in that folder real quick, like, since this is a test. So now there is nothing there. Click. And there we go. So now I'll just flip the box over. Click. It takes it a second to actually take the photo because I'm doing the same thing as the webcam where I let it settle for a few frames. But there we go. Now I'll just take the disc and add it to the queue. Over here, I will type in the name, which was Ultra Pinball Creep Night. Ultra Pinball Creep Night. Hit enter. It finds the files in that temp directory and assigns them to that. Now what it's also doing in the back end is moving the files from the temp dir into the sample dir so they're actually associated with it. So this way, I have photos of the jewel cases go with the stuff, and importantly, for something like, which one of these was it? Mech Warrior? No, it was Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike as a key on the front of the jewel case, and I'll be able to take a photo of the key to have that be included automatically. So, the HTML5 camera stuff work on desktop browser. I mean, I don't care. I don't want to have to upload a photo through there or use that or any of that weird nonsense. Matter of fact, this is so much more barbaric that I actually have my foot pedal software running in the background, and it just uses SSH on the workstation to run the command on the CD robot's computer to take the photo. So I'm not even doing it like a good way. So all right, here we go. Star Wars Battle for Naboo. Click. Now I got to figure out, I need like another desk behind me. Because now the Caesar's taken over that space. Maybe I'll just put this on my lap. So Star Wars Battle for Naboo. Okay, I'll flip this. Boom. Get my hand out of there. All right. That's... Unfortunately, I don't know when it's done taking the photo, so I just kind of have to guess. This does slow down the loading as well, but I think it's worth it. Okay, now I can hit enter. Boom. That take picture button in the browser. You don't need to have photos being taken by the server, so it's generally more useful. Yeah, I'm not against that, but this was the, I could guarantee do it this morning. Star Wars Rouge Squadron. How you spell it? 3D. On Nintendo 64, they knew it was like implied because it was on that console that was 3D. On PC, no such luxury. You had to be told directly. Use the PC speaker to beep after the photo. Oh my gosh, on the super loud thing? No, I'm good, thank you. Now the reason I'm not cropping this, for one, we can see with the Ultra Pinball ones, those were kind of big. Two, I might use this for big boxes. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I basically had the idea on the drive here. And so I didn't have time to look up how to do like fancy pants, HTML5, whatever nonsense. Additionally, yeah, I could just put a button in the front end. I think I hit the right button. Yeah, I could put a button on the front end to click for photos. Yeah. Oh, Dziak, yes. We're taking pictures with the Caesar of the jewel cases now, Dziak, because we switched to jewel cases, and you can see my totally reasonable number of jewel cases that I own filling 2 milk crates over here. Promise Cursed Vista. Where's the Cursed Vista? We got to start the robot first. We have to, you know, eat the meat before we can have the pudding. Them's the rules. Okay, this is Star Wars Hot Pursuit 2. Put that in there. Boom. I gotta actually type in the name, though. Not Star Wars Hot Pursuit 2. NFS. Hot Pursuit 2. Boom. How to automate that? Shut up. Be happy that it's even working. I had about 40 minutes to get this implemented, and after I had the idea. Lemmings. That'd be an awesome mashup of a game, though. What is Star Wars? Oh well. Too late now. Alright. Well, this is about to fall apart. When did you last back up your archived HDD thus far? It's gonna be get backed up Monday. It'll be fine. Additionally, it's not like anything's gone anywhere. All right, this one's complicated because Command & Conquer General Hour, or 0 Hour Generals, whatever, is 2 discs. So I'm not sure how I want to handle that. CNC Generals 0 Hour Disc 1. I'm just gonna copy that, hit enter, paste, disc 2. I'm gonna, oops. I guess I'll use this opportunity to fix that photo. I might have played Satisfactory Jewel Case Conveyor Belt when. Hey, they gotta be hand manipulated to open them at some point, so I don't feel too bad about this. All right. Okay, Hot Wheels Velocity X. Hot Wheels Velocity X. 1 of 2, so you know the first image. Hold on. 1 of 2, so you know the first. Oh, yeah, I should actually do that. You're right. I should do that. I'll do 1-2, but yeah. Storing this on 200 exabyte storage array? No. Right now, it's only going on to a 500 gig SSD. We'll see what happens as it keeps going, because, yeah, storage is going to be a problem for this. We might actually pump the brakes a little bit as we go along because of that. I may have accidentally put a bad character into there. It looks like it's okay. All right. Hopefully it's stripped it out. Okay. Spy Fox in dry cereal. Really? That can't be. No. Cereal. Yeah, I definitely need to make the actuation thing for taking the photo happen with the same hand that puts the jewel case on there, so it's impossible for it to be in the photo. LDO tapes. You want to play again? You get to play with Tape Robot. Yeah, that will be super convenient. All right. Diablo 2 expansion set. Diablo 2. I'm just going to call it Lords of Destruction. All right. Flip that. Photo it again. One moment. Next is big box PC games. I just stopped doing big box PC games. The reason we're doing the jewel cases that are loose is so that I can skip some of the big box games. You don't want it to be Diablo? Okay, I think those are both photos. Let's hope for the best. Okay, and then I actually have to put the disc in there. All right. Painkiller's got a big old chunky one. How many discs is it? 3? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're doing that 1-whatever thing this time, that's for sure. You know what? Oh, we'll just leave it. Okay, here we go. Pain Killer disc 1-3. Okay, flip. This is definitely one where I need the pictures because it's got the CD key on the jewel case. I'm gonna write a program? No, I'm just gonna hope my storage organization is good enough that I'll be able to tell. Okay, I'm just gonna take a picture of the actual media for this, just so that I know which is which. So I'm gonna hit enter here because it's gonna be the first one. I'm gonna do 2 of 3, and then I'll show disc 2. They're obviously gonna get photoed when they get loaded as well, so it's not critical that I do this, but it'll be helpful for seeing everything here. This also solves the kind of problem we've had where there's been no photos of media before they get loaded, so now there will be, which is going to be kind of nice. Store key is metadata, so you can copy paste it real time. I mean, it's only so much time I want to put into this up front. I gotta actually put the disc 3 in there. That can be a later thing. Oh no, there's a bonus disc in here. Okay. Diablo. Okay, hold on. Picture. This is going to be a big run. Assuming everything goes well. This should work out well. I wish I had adjusted the... I don't know. I'm not happy with the drive calibration, but I don't know what the answer is. All right, loose disc. I'm just going to take a picture of the disc itself. Diablo, Hellfire. You can see the expansion pack off to the side. Oops. Missing an alignment indent on the table? What are you talking about? You mean like this, where it's going down one line? No, what I'm missing is the ability to have it be wide without it being covered by chat. If that's what you're talking about. The answer is probably not buy a different type of CD robot, start over. No, probably not. So the jewel case always sits in the same position. Oh, that's what you want. I could do that, yes. I don't really care. I tried to have the Image Magic trim command work, but I could not get it to work to save my life. Okay. Roller, actually let me take photos. Roller coaster tycoon cork screw follies. All right. Boom, boom, boom. I may have hit that twice. Okay. There's no safeguard against accidentally entering things. There's a lot of things that could be optimized about this or improved or whatever. Like, it would be nice if I could click one of these and delete it. Like, there's so many little things that could go into this. Getting it working and usable and all that fun stuff is the most important thing. Then quality of life can come later. Chicken Run. Is there like an actual name for this? Just CD-ROM Fun Pack. CD-ROM Fun Pack. You mean sometimes you need to chicken run before you can walk? All right. The jewel case is broken. It just falls apart. Like the PC speaker beep, it would be good to have it do that when there's an error and then have a human intervene. Like there's things like that that would be nice. But for right now, I'd have to cancel it and stop it, you know, all that fun stuff. Need for Speed 2 SE. I feel like this is one that has a key somewhere. I'm going to look at that. Aaron did some of the inventory tracking using LabVIEW program. That makes total sense to me. I am not surprised in the slightest. Is there a CD key in here somewhere? There is not. Is it? No, manual's a single piece of paper. Okay. I forgot I should be looking for CD keys to take photos of. Oh well. System Shock. I don't see one. There's like a blank space where there should have been one, but there's nothing there. So. System Shock. Don't hit enter yet. Flip it. Take a picture. Free CD key there. If you can read it in that little tiny preview, I think you guys earned it. Speaking of which, the one that it's most visible on, Half-Life Counter-Strike. Half-Life Counter-Strike. Why are we watching you rip CDs? Because I got to do it at some point. We're actually going to work on a Vista PC for giggles while this is going. So that's the real entertainment factor for today. But we're doing this in the background. So, but it takes a little bit of setup to get it there. And uploading to archive.org is tricky when it comes to stuff like this, because this is more likely to have DMCA protections be active So I don't want to get my archive.org account banned. So I'm not currently sure what the plan is other than get them archived and preserved, and maybe that can be helpful some other day. So safe flight safety. Okay. Aviator Pro 98. I ain't typing that whole ridiculous long subtitle. I don't remember if I took a picture of the front yet. I did. Okay, let's flip it. I'll check for a key in there. It's a funny life without being banned on archive.org at least once. I would really rather not. How many shareware collection CDs? I mean, probably. I have a lot of CDs. Okay, is there a key in here? Oh my gosh, I love how basic this disc is. Dummy accounts to test the upload. It took months for Roland to DMCA my Visual MT software. So, no, that's not valid. It's not like YouTube. It doesn't happen instantly. A human actually does it on archive.org. Okay. Sega GT disc 1-2. Dude, Sega GT is really good. I've been playing it on Dreamcast recently. It's like, what? It's also insanely difficult to get the licenses in. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. I genuinely do not understand how you're supposed to do some of them. All right, Sega GT 2 of 2. Legally, you'd have to make it a bundle to make it harder for them? No, that just means that once one finds it, they'll take it all down. That is it. There's no legal loophole. Abandonware is not a real thing. Check if that's not a typo. It's too late now. I'm going to be completely real here. I don't actually care that much about typos. I'm much more concerned about just getting this stuff documented. Ah, there's a CD key in the front of the jewel case. I'm glad I opened the cardboard sleeve. Which I might as well take a photo of the cardboard sleeve, actually. That'll be the pretty one. And then we'll have the jewel case with the key later. This is Moto Racer 3. Moto Racer 3. AKA Dziak anytime he's on the freeway. This came some Keithley service manuals. We had to work. Keithley copied my archive.upload, hosted on their own website, including the same dust spots and all. That's amazing. Should I DMCA strike Keithley for stealing your scans? That's not quite how it works. All right, I think the back of this is the same as that. Yeah, there's no reason to do both. All right. I can hit enter. There's only one disc. All right, Mech Warrior 2 Pentium Edition. Mech Warrior 2 Pentium Edition. I think if there's only one disc in there, yeah. There's a slight bug in this software, but it actually doesn't matter for right now. So you'll notice these are getting multiple images added to the data outputs as it's shown because they're being incorporated into it. Once it takes a photo of the disk in the tray, it ends up accidentally clobbering this metadata and replacing it with just the photo from the tray. I'm not going to worry about that for today, but that will be fixable later. I just kind of didn't realize how the code was structured. What's funny is when I was adding this, I added a check in case there was or wasn't a data object already in there and it doesn't overwrite it, but then later I apparently did not do that. So, Mech Warrior 2, then it's like Frostbear or something or another. Mech Warrior or 2 for Ghost Bears. What on earth? Ghost Bears Legacy. What kind of stupid name is that? Using Chat's issue tracker instead of GitHub, that require you guys to actually remember things, though. Not saying you have the memory of a goldfish, but I would have to be able to recall that data back. Okay, GTA 2. I didn't realize it was a 3FX title. Ooh, hello. Also like that it's just called GTA 2. Nothing fancy going on. It's not Grand Theft Auto, just GTA 2. All right, boom. Why do we have 3 images? Oh well. Nothing to be done about it now. Totally not confusing at all. Frogger. Unless I want to call it Frogger CD-ROM. This is one of those games that shouldn't be good, but actually is. Or 3DFX drivers for X64 Win 11 now. That's just stupid. Let me make sure there's not a CD key in here anywhere. I don't think I've ever seen one printed in the manual, so I will assume there is none. Because I'm totally remembering to check for that all the time. Did Mech Warrior have one? Okay, SimCity. I think this one might. It's on the back of the jewel case, so it'll be fine. Okay. This is SimCity 3000 Unlimited. Supposed to Frogger arcade cabinet? Yes. Archiving large. Put me in the mood to sit and shuffle slides into the scanner for an hour or so. Actually, it's feeling pretty good to be doing this right now. I've been enjoying this. All right, Moon Tycoon. This game is either terrible or bad. There's no other option. Well, YouTube is not storage. I don't know what you'd like. Well, I don't know what you would store. I mean, in theory, if you had one of those like weird, you know, data to VHS things, I guess you could upload the video from that. Good luck DMCAing that, though. All right, Operation Flashpoint, Codemasters. Do they have a CD key in here? No. Okay. Operation. I assume that's one word, Flashpoint. I mean, not that. I mean, Operation is, it's not Operation, it's the name of the series, and Flashpoint, or else this is the weirdest surgery game ever. This says Cold War Crysis. I don't know enough about these. I'm just going to put that. Cold War Crysis. For all I know, this is a version of this game. Or this could be the only one of the series. I don't know. It was great when I was 10, kind of trash when I looked at it at 30. YouTube compression will murder the data. I bet I could make it work. All right. Holy moly, the foot pedal was real happy on that one. Good Lord. Okay, well. There we go. That is the whole thing done. Now it's time for the CD robot to boogie. Just getting the Caesar stuff out of the way so we can work on the Vista stuff. All right, here we go. Please actually work, Mr. CD robot. That would be real swell. You know, I'll leave the Caesar on, actually, because it's going to mess with the video ID stuff. That image of Operation Flashpoint. Up, Flash. Other is Moon Tycoon. Hey. Alrighty, there we go. All right. I think we're ready. Let's get started. This is, might be the biggest one of these we've ever had. LS. Actually, hold on. CD. SSD. LS dot input. You know what? I'm going to be lazy. DF input. No, DH input. DU input. Oh my gosh. I don't know. How do you count files? It sounds like work. LS. Maybe ls-l. Well, we got ls-la. We got, I have no idea. There's some number of disks that are about to be ripped. All right, here we go. Begin. Now, how is it going to fail immediately on the first disk? Let's find out. Remember to turn on the light. Why did you do that? You know what? Sure, whatever. I'm gonna guess that's my weird random order thing. The other drive just got it first, I guess. Whatever. You know what? That's fine. Why not? Sure. So Vamptonius, the order of the data in the queue over here is the order of the CDs, starting from the top, working its way down. So when I input new CDs, I can choose to put them at the front of the queue or not. If I put them at the front of the queue, they end up here, and that'd be the equivalent of just dropping the disc on the top of the stack. If I don't add them to the front of the queue, they get put here, and that'd be the equivalent of lifting the stack and sliding it under. So the order is correct. And there we can see how it replaces the jewel case photos with the disc photos and accidentally clobbers that, but that's fine. I actually don't even mind that, because that means that it's showing that that disc is correct. Well, Ben, I don't know why it's like that.
Oraku says CHER 100 plan is now dust queue settings and reboot streamer. End of line.
We'll pause the queue, we'll let it flush, and then we'll see what happens when it resumes. How about that? Yeah, Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, while that goes, I guess. Bleh. Let's look at the Vista thing and go over some stuff. Okay. So. Ooh, take that, computer. That's a computer. It's got too many, like, New Year's after XP. It's too new. It doesn't work on XP. It seems like it's never going to work on XP, is the general gist of it. So instead, we're going to install Vista. However, I do think I want to try one more thing with XP before we call it total quits, just for kicks. So we're going to do one more thing, okay? Yesterday, I downloaded the Snappy Driver install library, and I have it as a VHD on my iOD so that I can mount it on any computer now that has USB and try and get it going. That's not a perfect solution, because that means machines that don't have USB drivers can't access it, like this one. So what I'm about to do is mount the VHD on Linux, and then we will copy the files over to the SSD so that we can try and use the Snappy Driver install to see what all it can fix on there. Now, there's a good reason I want to do this. We're going to be relying on the Snappy Driver install on Vista as well. So I'm kind of curious what we get out of XP, because that's going to be a bit of a preview of what we get for Vista. Vista should, or at least has a higher chance. Well, I can tell you this, Windows 7 cannot access any of the SATA drives from the boot install. So I'm not actually sure how we're going to install Vista right now. So this is going to be interesting. So let me pull this drive. And see how this goes. All right. So we've got Snappy. What is this? Oh, that's for the what you call it, whatever thing. We'll just do it here. Okay. So we got the Snappy Driver installer, and then we have the Windows XP system. So we're just going to put this on the desktop, make a folder, not that, F10, SDI, and we'll go ahead and copy this over. We're sure SATA controller isn't just failing some weird way. No, it's a way too new one. It's like 10 years newer than Windows Vista. Maybe 13. Missed out on the Vista. Lifespan was so short. Hero was good. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's too new for XP, too new for 7. Terribly sorry for that computer. Copy to SD card to install on PC. I don't think you understand. Even if I mounted the SSD that we're going to install Vista on to a virtual machine and then installed Vista on that, Vista wouldn't be able to boot on that computer because once it gets the kernel loaded into memory, it won't have drivers for how to access its boot drive to finish loading everything else. So yeah, we're going to have to find the Q150 SATA drivers for Windows Vista and then load that during install. Now I have a USB floppy disk drive right here. The iOD also can emulate floppies, so we might just use that instead if I can find that. So we have some options, but yeah. Curious of one really dumb thing? I mean, shoot. Let's see, Dell likes the BIOS default for the SATA controller to be in RAID mode, so the normal AHCI controller, check that if you've removed the battery. I've never removed the battery, but it's in AHCI. Okay. BIOS disable USB. Okay, you've got me confused. Vista doesn't have SATA drivers built in. Vista does not have drivers for the SATA controller that is on this machine. What's the IODS thing? Look up IODDST400. It's this piece of hardware that allows me to emulate hard drives, optical drives, and expose its own internal storage as USB devices in hardware. Humorous and check us, make sure the BIOS is set to HCI. It is. I mean, I guess I can do that while we're copying, because it's not like it's going to boot off of nothing. Just so I can show you all, I suppose. Disk Robot sure is taking its time with those things over there. Going on with corporate UA still, there was a setting to disable all USB ports. Okay. What I don't understand is what that gains you. No boot device found. I know, yeah, just like, you know, go to the BIOS or whatever. That's all I wanted. Just so you can all see this. System configuration, SATA, HCI. There you go. What it gains you is maybe they are disabled. Front USB. They're there. Rear USB. I mean, I assume that means they're enabled. Yeah. They worked on Linux. Everything works fine when I had Linux installed on this thing. The only thing that it's just because it's way too new. No, it doesn't have IDE emulation. No, it's got nothing. How goes the Windows installation saga? We are about to somewhat find out. First, we're going to try Snappy Driver Installer on XP just for giggles, because we're about to nuke this operating system, and I'm curious what it does. So this is the perfect time, because I've never done the Snappy Driver install. So this is going to be a really good test for me. One or more files are open in an application. I don't think they are. Just go ahead and eject it. Pretty sure I know what I'm talking about here. That's the wrong window. I wanted that window. Make this window go away. So why do you need Windows, an old version of that? Nah, it's for fun, that's why. Okay. Snappy is an experience. Cool. All right, I think we're good there. All right, let me move the SSD. Boop. Yeah, I think some of you guys aren't realizing time has happened. Windows Vista is 20 years old now. Or at least it will be later this year. 20. Windows Vista 20th anniversary video. I mean, I'll just install Vista on the XP PC. There's no difference. Why is mouse not working? Robot's like, let's go, yay, we. Okay, the mouse really isn't working though. Why? Keyboard's working. Deziac, did you have me disable the mouse? I'm sure this will work great with no mouse. Why is the mouse not working? Maybe if I hot plug it, it will like that, and then it will work. Darn. All right, CD Robot's purging all the discs over there. Zizak even here, he was just talking about doing USB stuff. Yeah, the Intel chipset. Wait a minute, that could be interesting. Driver available, not installed. Wait a minute, now I actually want to try this. What if we could have Windows XP work? I don't understand why the mouse isn't working though. It's kind of driving me nuts. I guess I'm gonna reboot, just because I can't click anything. It's slightly a problem. Okay, I think it just ejected all of the disks. Yes. Okay. So, here's what I want to do. On the robot, real quick, like, SSH, let's just do this. Eject dev SR1. Eject dash T SR2. Okay, so that order is correct, and then eject SR3. Yeah, okay. Well, that's frustrating. So they're not wrong for the order. I'll leave 2 back out because that's what the software thinks it is. Still missing USB and network and XP? Well, we'll find out. I just want to... Why is it not actually shutting down? It's now safe to turn off your computer. That's fair because ACPI. Oh, man, if Vista has functional ACPI, dude, that's kind of worth it. Okay, I'm just going to put this over here behind chat so you guys can watch it boot. All right. I guess I'm going to let it go one more time and see what it does. Okay, Frogger. Frogger is next. And then it added 2. GTA 2 is next. We'll see which drive it puts it in. Mouse no worky still. Am I gonna have to go find a different PS2 mouse? Ugh. Wait a minute. Where are you doing, drives? What are you doing? I'm watching you. Dude, I'm gonna scream. Why? All right. We're gonna let this set rip, and then we're gonna stop it. And then we will check that actually, we can just check that now. Vim settings. One, two, three. I don't get it. Middle is set to 2. Bottom is set to 3. Unless... No, because it's... The arm is moving correctly. What on earth? How? Why is it assigning drive 3 first? Why does it matter? Because the metadata is in one order, and that order matches the disks. What it's doing is it's assigning the metadata in 1, 2, 3. The disks are 1, 2, 3, but then it loads 1, 2, 3. So it's switching the metadata for disks 2 and 3 with the physical disks. Now, Eastwood Peak, the problem is, well, no, we know that it is correctly loading the right drives. We know 100% sure. Yes, it switched. We know it switched because we can look at the data. We can see Frogger is correct. MechWarrior 2 is GTA, and GTA 2 is MechWarrior 2. So we know it's switching those two. And the ARM loads the disks correctly into the drives. It knows which drives it's loading into. It is loading drive 132. Now, the part that's really confusing me about this is that this should not be a race condition part of this. So rip Q, okay. For drives in drives, okay. No, this builds the drive group, I think. Okay, blah, 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 for run, okay. So for media sample, it adds media samples, okay. For group name, groups, for drive and process group, if drive is not none or drive is not alive, it finds the next free media sample. Then it assigns that drive to that media sample and then marks that drive as having a process. Yeah, rebooting can change enumeration order. Oh, I know that. There's a reason I kept telling people to stop trying to get me to do it by disk by path. But then I gave up because I was just tired of hearing it. I know disk by path is not reliable, but it is actually working this time. Yeah, that's the only here's the so Matt, you're talking about this. So where it adds the photos that are taken. That should not impact this because that happens before it checks if there are any drives free. And that only gets called if there are new media samples. So if there are no new media samples, that code doesn't even get called. Just write my own script to do it. I did. I wrote this code. And no problem, Eastwood Peak. It's a good point to make. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to let it finish. It's going to delete these 3 files, and then we're going to copy out the files again. So I'm going to go to this. I'm going to clear out temp. We'll copy everything once it finishes these 3. And then I bet I know, well, I don't know what happened, but I bet I know why it's like this. We're just going to restart the software, and then I have a very strong suspicion it just works. Because what I think happened, or I don't know why, okay? Here's just my best guess, okay? I put 3 discs in here before. I put in Crazy Frog, the Paris, whatever beer drinking music, and then an album by The Doors as a test of the drives and the photo ordering, all right? The one in the middle drive took the longest to rip and finished last. Maybe because that one finished last, it messed up something to do with the tracking. And maybe because I've been having so many problems with the software and I've been restarting it every time, having one particular drive finish last has never caused a problem for me before. So I suspect if I restart the software, it'll work correctly. So we'll just do that. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a different mouse and keyboard for the Vista PC XP system thing, whatever. Let me just restart it really quick, or shut it off. And go get a different mouse and keyboard. Okay, PS2 mouse. This is a mouse and it's PS2. It's not laser, which kind of sucks, but whatever. I'm not one to fight that much. Okay. PS2 keyboard. I just moved all of my keyboards and they're out here. Okay. What's this? That's AT. How about this? That one's really tight in there and I don't feel like fighting it. That one's also stuck. That one's 80B. That one's enormous. How about this one? There we go. That'll work. There we go. It's a keyboard by some company with silicon in their name, and they made it like, you know, rock pattern because it's silicon-y, you know. They're probably like graphics too, it looks like. All right, so we got that. And then a GE brand mouse that also has the silicon-y pattern on it. Okay. Why is the computer... Oh, yeah, the computer's still on because it can't turn off. All right. So get the super convenient keyboard that I wish I could use, and I don't know why stopped working, out of here. Plug in one discrete keyboard. Plug in one discrete mouse. Yeah, the keyboard seems pretty good, actually. It's the correct layout. Build seems fine. Alright, put the mouse over here. I can have dueling mice. Okay, here we go. Boop. Okay. Yeah, if someone wants to make a way of using a Pi Pico or whatever to emulate PS2 devices over USB, I'm all ears. But until that happens, I'm using real PS2 peripherals. Because, yeah. Alright. Might be the same construction as Del Quiet Key. Don't hold me to it. Maybe. That could also explain why it's so good. Because Del Quiet Keys, dude, I will stand for Del Quiet Keys any day. They are awesome. It's an NMB. I can go look at a Quiet Key, see what brand it is. It is something about Canada, Windows logo, registered Microsoft Corporation, made in China. I don't think that's NMB. I don't see a brand on here, and the feet are totally different. I don't know. I guess it's different. I heard one. Man, Cox really wants to be annoying today. All right. Anyway, so the driver install went way faster than I feel like it should have. And I'm trying to restart. The optical drives finished ripping, so I've copied the files out. I'm going to kill the software now, and then I'm going to delete these 6 files. Chat is still frozen. SDI is fast. That was really, really fast, like crazy fast. So RM, this, star, boom. Okay, let's maybe start from the top down. RM, that, star, and then RM, that, star, and then RM, that, star, RM, that, star, and then last one, RM, that, star. Okay. So now, it'll start with MechWarrior 2 Pentium Edition, which is confirmed, the next one in the sequence. All right, looks like on-screen chat has started to update. Unfroze itself, okay. Love what you do, and I'm happy. Sit around till you come back. You're awesome, dude. Stuff you do is fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate that. It is super duper frustrating for me, though, because there is nothing I can do about it. But yeah. Oh well, I just have to accept that there is nothing I can do about it. All right, restarting the robot. All right. F5, it's ready to go. Pausing Q. All right. CD, and now we copy the Q temp thing. And then we see if it works. So, next up, MechWarrior Pentium. Oh, that sucks. It clears all the images, but oh well. Not a lot I can do about it. All right, go. So this kind of bugs me. All right, there it went. So Motor Racer 3, it is Motor Racer 3, and then that. Redshift, it doesn't because I firmware flash all of the drives with the same firmware for redumper. All right, I'm rebooting the whole computer, I guess. Kill the keyboard listening thing. Actually, I'm going to power this so I can eject that disk in the top tray. XP computer actually boot. Okay, good. Let's just look at device manager real quick. See what we got. Simple communications controller, not that. You know, well, that could be my fault because I put in the wrong drivers. I don't know. But it looks like, I don't know. Update driver. It's all automatically, it has no idea. I don't know. I don't know how that works. And then the stuff that actually matters, it did not get correctly, but whatever. Okay. So, don't have USB, don't have networking. That sucks. All right. It's going to be Vista time, maybe. You know? Wait a minute. Could it make sense to upgrade this to Vista? Because I don't know how we're going to get the SATA drivers to work on Vista right now, but this has SATA drivers. I have a feeling they won't work. Also, I was going to go 64-bit Vista, so probably just straight up not even going to slightly work. Yeah, there's so 32-bit. Yeah, I was going to go 64-bit. All right. Okay. Stupid CD robot. All right. Here we go. Starting the computer. Oh, is there any info on the KVM that supposedly could convert USB to PS2. All right, well, I'm going to shut this down. We'll try it the way that would be really nice, but definitely won't work. Because that would be too nice. And then we will try it the way that is more likely to work. So I'm plugging the iOD into the USB 2.0 ports on the front right now. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to configure the iOD for optical drive emulation. All right, save that. Next thing, we're going to go to OS, Windows, Vista, and then Vista Ultimate. This is a version of this, okay? I own Vista, all right? But it has all of the drivers pre-baked in. So that should make it a little easier to use. And by drivers, I mean updates. There are no, I don't know how to up or inline drivers without paying for a more modern version of Nlight. Okay. All right, let's close that. Close this. Close that. We'll reuse that. I'm going to close this. Simplify everything we got going on here. Okay. CD robot server is on. Okay. Okay. Fully rebooting the whole CD robot software did not fix it. There's something wrong with it, and I don't know what. And as predicted, Vista cannot install it, doesn't have drivers. Okay. I have absolutely zero idea what to do about the CD robot. Does Vista at least have USB drivers? I don't know. So we could burn a CD and use that. I can test plugging in a flash drive, see what that looks like. I'm going to plug the flash drive into the 2.0 ports. Maybe rescan. Browse. Nope, Vista can't do USB. Okay. All right. So we need Intel, not i40. Intel Q170 Windows Vista drivers. Why did it search eBay? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why this says chipset downloads and stuff. You can't actually download anything from here. I mean, I don't think this works on Vista, does it? Is this just not going to load, or? My internet here can't be dying because I can see chat. But it doesn't seem happy. Giant bloated web pages aren't loading. Okay, cool. All right. So I downloaded all of the Windows 7 drivers from Dell's website yesterday, and I put them in an ISO. So here's what we can get from Dell. We have chipset, we have network, we got video, and we have audio. These are the downloads that you can get from Dell for this machine. All right, after I came back for a second, I remote rebooted the router, so we'll see if anything changes. Okay. Bogan Bits, you can just find it on GitHub under Pi Disk Rip, but it's going to be way more than you think you're in for. let's focus on one problem at a time. Let's start with why the robot keeps trying to access the wrong drive. Here we go. So, media reader, rip, Q. Okay. But we want group. So, what happens is it will assign a media sample to a drive. So that happens down here. Here we go. Okay. So we create a process, configure to rip. All right, it's assigned to the drive. Now the drives are handled in order up here. So for the group, we get the group items, and each drive is in there. So we have the drive and the process. If the drive does not have a process assigned, or the process is dead, then it can continue. Now, I think all of this is working correctly, because when it assigns them in the correct order. So we're getting MechWarrior 2, Motor Racer 3, Sega GT. Those are the next 3 discs in order. You can upload whatever you want to Discord. I'm not installing Windows 7 on it. Well, at least not right now. Windows 7 also doesn't solve the problem because it has the same issue on booting. So I think all of this assignment is happening correctly. So I think what we need to look at is the rip auto process. So let's look for that. Rip auto. All right. So it'll update the drive status and says it's initializing. Okay, and that's where they all were. So initializing. This one just got the disk, and then it started putting a disk in the bottom. All right. So then we load the media type, and we set the controller. So media unreadable, removing from queue. I think, okay, so load media. Okay, so load media type is being handed off to that. So the media handler manager is doing that. So handler media manager. And I think that's just, I think that's an inherited one. Let's see. No. Handler. Media. Oh, maybe I didn't open manager. I did not. Okay. Cristomo, are you saying you have installed that exact driver you're referencing? You have personally used it on Vista? It's possible? I really don't care how long it takes me to write the software. I super don't. let's go back to Media Manager or Reader. So rip auto. Next. Okay. So load media type is here. Probing the drives does nothing. It is not about the drives. It is purely my software that's having this issue. I 100% for sure know that it is my software because it is trying, it loads the disks correctly into the right drives. The drives are not being misidentified. The order in which the drives are being loaded is incorrect. That's what's happening. And by drives, I mean, let's call them virtual drives. The meta representation of the physical drives is being loaded incorrectly. Get bisect over the last handful of changes? No. Because we could just do a git log, we, compare it over that. I mean, if I had internet, I could. Okay, controller type, media controller, media type, controller. Okay, so the media type at this point is just optical for these. So we'll go media, optical, all right? And then we are running load. So load, if controller is not none, then we load on the controller. And the controller is the APLS. Okay. So load here. Let's just do load. Okay. Load self drive. Actually, I want to put the optical handler over here again. Media sample drive. Okay, that should be correct. That's not what I was after. Okay. So load drive close, sense data, config. So at this point, the drive that is assigned, let's just do this, cat SSD output what? I'm going to pretend I don't see that. Output. Let's look at GTA 2. 1, 7, 6, 8, 1, 5, 3. Oh my gosh. Actually, let's look at Frogger. 3, 7, 6. That's SimCity. Whatever. 3, 7. 0. Okay. Status.json. Okay. Oh, that finished ripping apparently. Okay. Mech Warrior 2 Ghost, I guess. 3 1 6 8 1 5 3 5. Status. Okay. This is being assigned.
End of line.
Demando, thank you for the Prime sub and for the first time. I appreciate that. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up. Robot and the drive tray stay match up. The wrong drive is being used. The robot is being told to go to the wrong drive at the same time. Can't be anything but the software. Yes. Let's see. Forgetting the wrong drive, the robot would smash the tray off. Yep. Could be related to the delay. I don't think so. But that's what I'm trying to figure out by chasing through. What are these IDs from? I'm not sure what you mean, the IDs. You mean the big numbers? They're just Unix timestamps. Starlink is not even remotely an option for me. Okay. So MechWarrior 2 gets assigned to drive 1. It's this number that indicates which drive. So what we need to see next is if whatever the next thing is after the MechWarrior Pentium, so Motor Racer 3. Does Motor Racer 3 get drive 3 or does it get drive 1? I mean, it's got to get drive, 2. It's got to get drive 2 because it gets correctly assigned in the middle drive. Two, yeah. Okay. So the drives are being assigned correctly. Where is wait until inactive? Self.active. So let's check this. Maybe it is somehow that. So active, I don't think has, yeah, those are the only two instances. I think it's in the controller handler. So active, no. Is it in handler? Active, no. Oh, great. Active, no. Fun, where is that inherited from? This extends controller handler, controller parent, why is this a thing? Oh, that just lets me run this directly if I need to. Active. Let's look at this again. Active. Oh, okay, here we go. Soft random delay. It must just be that somehow. Huh. How have I just been getting lucky every single time up until today, though? Because that is the only thing it seems like is the random delay. Blamecox, yeah. Okay. I have an idea I hate, but it might work. But that's how we got into this position. All right. So after we assign and start a rip, during which time the robot will be moving, there is no harm in waiting. And we could delay to fix drive order. We could time sleep like thinking 22 seconds. Because no matter what, the drive has got to go pick up the disk. And I'm doing 22 seconds, so that is a different lowest common denominator from the 5-second delay for the active checks. I'm going to try this. I don't like it. I don't think I'm going to like any of the solutions. All right. CD. SSD. All right. Let's pause the queue. Import the old queue. So at the absolute fastest, it should take 44 seconds before this one is assigned something now. So let's see. Unpause. If I could actually click it. Unpause. So it should be... How? What am I not understanding about this? This is where it assigns the rip process. MB, that's a reasonable question. So the config, cat, settings, I'll just put that in less for right now. So this does define a drive order up top. We can see top, middle, bottom. Those are correct. And then they have the order associated over here, 1, 2, 3. Actually, this just says, hey, these drives manage them. And they're specified in their correct order right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, and that order matches the order of the drives over there. If I flipped those around, the arm wouldn't put the disk in the right spot. So that's the problem. It is absolutely nothing to do with the drives themselves. When I keep saying drives, it's my concept of software drives. As in the software interface that can handle that media type. So RIP drive, RIP Q drives. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. Hold on. That would be why that didn't work. There's 2 places where it's started. That's why. That test was invalid. So after it starts here, we sleep again. I'm deciding drive and queued item not be in sync. Because the machine has to take a literal physical amount of time to move and to move the disks around. I have to have the software wait to check when it can start to load the next drive. So think of it this way, all right? We have 3 drives right here. These 3 drives, as far as the software is concerned, are just associated to this. They can be used independent of the robot in the way that this is set up due to kind of legacy reasons. But the robot has to somehow, the software that drives a robot, let me be a little more clear here. The software I wrote that monitors and controls the robot keeps track of which drives are free and which ones aren't. And there are separate threads that run for each drive once they have been assigned something to rip. Each one of those threads checks against a state file to see whether or not the robot is free. And I think what has been happening is this drive has been beating this drive when checking the state file. That's my best guess. So what I'm doing now is I'm offsetting each one of these as assignments by 22 seconds, which is also not a direct multiple of the amount of time that they wait before they check the state file. So in theory, maybe it'll off-sync them enough so this one can always beat that one. So that's what I currently believe is the problem. All right. So again, it should be 44 seconds before that one gets assigned. Let's see what happens. It might get to the point where I don't allow it to assign a drive until the robot says it's done, which I don't really like, but maybe that'll work. I don't know. So now Moto Racer 3 is going, which I think, yes. Okay, so that's going to work. That setup will work. Because the robot takes less than 22 seconds to do that. Not my favorite solution, but why not? Ben, it's a JSON file that has literally an active true-false line in it. And it's not opened with a lock. It gets open, written to be true, and then closed immediately. Nothing is ever held open because of the multiprocessness of this. There's a reason I'm not using a database for this. We would have to host an external database that is accessed over the network. SQLite can only have one connection at a time, which means there could only be one software interface at a time, which breaks the whole multi-threaded thing. So that's why I can't have a single database for this, because I would have to run MariaDB or something, which is just insane. But on the other hand, this is also getting insanely complicated at this point. So I don't know. Timestamps. I don't mind that idea. That's an interesting concept. Instead of saying active, true, false, put a timestamp that says I was last active at this time. Although, well, I don't know. I've used that concept before. Time of check, time of use. I was not aware. I was just pretending like I knew. Fake it till you make it. I'm brain fried here. Redis, sell me on that. I know nothing. Isn't it a tuple database? Like you give it one name, one value? Vista install later. It looks like we might actually be able to let this roll. So we might be okay. I'm not sure exactly what it's doing right now. Thinking I might be stuck waiting for Music Brain stuff, but whatever. I don't know why Moto Racer's going, but I don't really want to. I don't care right now. So, all right. Oh, let's think about what we can do at the moment. The Vista install. Okay. Why did Vista make it so far in the install? Memory-based database. Actually, that sounds kind of interesting. Vista made it all the way to the drive check. off of the USB CD drive. Maybe the person was right. We should try rebooting with the flash drive plugged in. I know needing the drive files, driver cab files, whatever, that is a thing, but how do we get them to be accessible to Vista? That's the bigger problem. Like, it doesn't matter if we have the right drivers. We need to know how to get it to Vista. So let me try booting again and see if we can access the flash drive if we boot with it plugged in. Because it never lost access to the USB boot drive, which is weird. XP installed Sanity because it had a driver slipstreamed into the ISO for the SATA chipset. A standard off-the-shelf XP disk will not install. This is a semi-standard Vista disk off the shelf and most likely will not install. But I'm trying to figure out how I can slipstream, well, not slipstream drivers, just access drivers. Because I don't think I can modify the Vista boot disk in the same way. It does not access the flash drive that way. We might be able to burn the disk. I'm just not crazy about burning disks over and over again. You're saying Shift F10 for disk part, huh? Okay. Disk part. List disk 0. So I don't think it's seeing the flash drive. How does it have access to Vista though? Is it possible it doesn't and it get like this is part of what it loads into memory before it actually loads? Wait, yeah, it sees the SSD. Wait, what? No device drivers. How? Also, when you click that, does it just kill that window? Or can you Alt-Tab back? Oh, that's horrifying. Copy drivers to SSD, but it doesn't allow me to access it. Browse. Wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. What drivers would I copy if it can read the drive? You know what? I'm going to assume USB doesn't work and we just have to burn the Vista disk. That's all. That's what it is. Okay. For giggles, let's try and boot. One of these. This one's Service Pack 1. Let's just try that. See what happens. Because I don't know if I can boot or burn the disk. Because I think the... Why are there two discs? Oh, you get two. One for 64, one for 32. I did not know that. I'm afraid that the disk image is bigger than can fit on a DVD. Because I think it was like 4.8 gigs or something. It's like right on the edge. Because it's modified to have all of the updates included. Yeah, we're going to try it. We'll see what happens. Well, this has 2.0 ports. I don't know if the 2.0 ports are like a hub off of the 3.0 controller, though. 3.0 controller source, 2.0 and 1.1 ports. 2.0 are on the 3. There's no dedicated. Oh, that's weird. I don't think I have PCIe 2.0 cards. Most likely not. Why are you installing this on that new of a machine? Why do we do anything around here, really? We don't do these things because they are easy. We do them because they are hard. I mean, Nakalak's also right, for the lulz. The only reason we're using Vista over 7 is for the lulz, so. That shouldn't have happened.
100 Shelby. The why isn't always part of the question. End of line.
There's a couple of things going on here. Do I have FIFO disabled? Why did it load a disk into the bottom drive? Just started, what issues are you having? Well, the first issue's up here where I thought Vista would be acceptable. You know what? If it keeps loading the right disks and the right drives, I don't care. Anyway, I'm going to guess that Vista Service Pack 1 doesn't have a compatible ACPI, blah, 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 blah. What if it booted the disk in non-UEFI mode? Okay, we'll F12 boot this time. Can't read BSOD. It said, I'm a blue screen. I don't like things. Blah, 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 blah. UEFI, CD, DVD. That is, yeah, it's working correctly, so we'll just ignore the robot. It's working, whatever. I don't, blah. Choose an operating system to start. Okay, that's cursed. Chat is covering half. Oh, whoops, I did not realize that was that far over. Okay, hold on, let me set my safe area. Let me about here. All right, Windows is loading files. I don't know when I spam F7 to make the ACPI work or not. Whatever. So this is specifically loaded as UEFI. Like, I can't imagine that there's anything UEFI that wouldn't support this level of ACPI. What's going on? Yeah, so we have the robot working in the background. It's, doing disk ripping, and we're trying to install Vista on way too new of hardware. Vista ISO does have EFI folder. Okay, disk part can see SSD, yeah. So that part is working weirdly. I'm thinking, okay, so as long as it doesn't blue screen, then we're good. Wow, that ripped fast. As long as this doesn't blue screen, we should be good. Oh, robot go brr. Hope we get USB drivers. I think we may. Watch, this one won't be able to access the SSD. I mean, okay. Let me input my thing. Type. Okay, I typed it in. Do I want to enter my product key? I definitely already did. I mean, I own it. It's right here. Don't worry. We're going to install Ultimate because pain. I've selected the edition that I have purchased. Yes. I accept the license. Okay, custom. Okay, it's just got to be that somehow it's breaking when it tries to install. All right, here's the deal. We're going to attempt to burn a DVD. I think this makes the most sense. Shift F10 for disk part. No, I'm fine deleting the partitions. We can do whatever we want from this point. I think it would work from here. Like, I don't see any reason it shouldn't work. I don't understand what the problem is. So the problem is, this is Service Pack 1 Vista. I have an ISO on the iOD right now that is Service Pack 2 plus all updates. Like, we would never need to run Legacy Update on here. It's just done. So if we burn that ISO, then we have fully updated Vista from the start. List of disks, there's only the SSD connected right now. The flash drive is not going to be there. So I think it would be beneficial to just burn that ISO right now. Yeah, we can do all that disk stuff later. It doesn't really matter. Right now, I just want to burn a DVD. How do I pick a random disc from the stack and it's got fingerprints and like smudges on it? We gonna burn another ISO? Yes. Don't put the ISO on the DVD. Yeah, no kidding. So we're actually doing this much better. I have my LG Slimline Blu-ray drive. This is the one that works every time. We're gonna use this to burn the disc. I think the CD robot is stuck on 3 really difficult discs right now because I don't hear it, so it's going slow. Actually, I don't want to show you that because I got to type in my password still. Blah, 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 blah. I can't believe that just worked on the first try. No, it didn't. No, it did. Yeah, okay, cool. Spoiler they all have? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. Plugging the iOD into the laptop, and I'll set it to HDD mode. Butterfingers McGee was working at the CD factory. Yeah, it's going slow on all of them. I don't know why. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, I'm just going to close this so I stop getting recommendations about what to do next. Because that's not what we're doing right now. Okay. So, oh my gosh, it's all like far away. How is it everywhere in the office there's a light pointed directly to reflect off of the screen? It's no fair. Okay, right. Yeah, that'll work, sure. Okay. So, iOD. OS, Windows, Vista. So it's 4.6 gigs. That should fit. The discs say they are 4.7, so it was perfect. I blame the lighting guy. Well, in fairness, that's actually a ceiling light. That's not one of my video lights. All right. Open with Bracero. All right, there it goes. Please replace doodad with doodad majigger. Searching for available discs. It's not finding one. Oh my gosh, it says it's 5 gigs. Not enough free space. Why does it think it's 5 gigs? That kind of sucks. Do I have any dual layer discs? Not that I know of. Well, that doesn't make sense. All right, so I guess we install OEM, and then just legacy update, I guess. Blech. Well, Mute Solo, if you turned it on October, it would have been the Ripper. We did nothing. We did nothing with the Ripper all of that time after, and then came back to it this weekend or last weekend. You have an iOD? I do, but the USB ports don't work during the Windows Vista setup, so it can't access the iOD. So what we're gonna do, we will not burn a disk. We will. Oh, I left the blank in there. Oops. Oh well. We'll install from the OEM disk, and then we'll run Legacy Update, or I will take it home and run Legacy Update. How about that? But we'll run SDI after the install and see if that gets us USB ports. I don't know if you can install a service pack from a disk that has it as like part of the install or whatever. Lots of love there, Decorator. And why are we installing Vista versus Win 7? Why would we install Windows 7 over Vista? All right. Drive options. Hold on, we can click the thing. Click. Okay. Delete. Yes. Okay. No. Was your copies SP2? So it turned out, no. One was SP1, unless this upgrade disk is SP2, but I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it is. So we just have SP1. All right. Shift F10. Disk part. Okay. List. Drive. Disk. List. Disk. Okay. Help. Oh my gosh, that's so many things. List, disk. GPT 0? Arguments, resolution not valid. Okay, help. GPT. Oh, you select. Okay, select. With spaces? Disk 0? I mean, I guess that makes sense. GPT. Specified argument is not valid. Help. GPT. Oh, it's still a bunch of things. I can't see it all because it scrolls. Con GPT? Con GPT. Just converted the thing to the thing. Okay, and then what do I format? Format? But that doesn't work. So, okay, what do I do after con GPT? Normally I would have just wiped the drive in Linux, but we're here, why not? Or is that it? Am I done now? Man, the delay kills. Detail disk. Great par EFI size 100. Well, I mean, why don't I just do that? Detail. There are no volumes. So I think we're good now. Clean? Is that like refresh the partition map and memory or whatever? Clean to disk data. You can exit the thing and just hit next. Close F5. Okay, so we'll refresh. All right. Exit. Exit. Refresh. Whack. And then, yeah, sure, go, whatever. Yep, do your thing, I don't care. All right, here we go. Let's find out what happens. Yay! Install in Vista. All we had to do was just put the disk in and install it. Let's the CD robots having a good time. Now that I maybe kind of sort of fixed it. I don't know. Can you move the black cursor, please? What is perfectly positioned in the center of the screen? When I get Crysis installed, we can use that as our on-screen site. It's beautiful. Let's see how the stuff in the background's going. Oh my gosh, there's still so many to go. I haven't been watching the robot. Hopefully it's doing okay. So it's supposed to be installing Roller Coaster Tycoon Corkscrew Follies. I'm going to pay attention. That's correct. Okay. When that thing works, it's the best. Like, it's so cool. Like, it's over there, it's doing its thing. When it doesn't work, I want to just cry. I don't know if it'll create the recovery partition, maybe. Because it's not like a system builder disk. This is a full retail disk. I don't know. Robot go burr? Well, I mean, when it puts 2 disks in the drives, definitely it does. Does the DVD go burr? The light's blinking, but it's slow. I'm really disappointed we couldn't use the other disk. So last night I actually did an install of Vista using that other disk that has all the service pack stuff, just to test, and I did it in a virtual machine, and it's so good. Literally the only things that are missing are the stupid Live Essentials security, like the antivirus that you would get, and everything else, Legacy Update says you're all good. It's all installed. You don't need anything. So I tried it. So that's how I knew that that was a good one to use, and that's why I wanted to burn that. Yeah, where's my coffee? I drank it all. So that's why I was trying to do that. But we'll use SDI after this. We'll do that, and then I'll take it home. I'll install Legacy Update, and I'll try that. Suspiciously slow. Try to be on 5%. Oh, look, we're at 1%. Awesome. It's even worse that it's at 1%, Helen Croft. That's pretty bad, actually. 2%. There we go. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen it do it that way. Usually it either just skips this entirely or it goes fairly quickly. That's kind of crazy. Richard, I think I have everything for that, but we'll also just try SDI. We're just going to cheat and copy SDI directly to the SSD. So we'll see how that goes. Could we boot from the real Vista disk and then swap from the burned copy? We couldn't burn the other one because it's too big to fit on a non-dual layer, and I don't have a dual layer. Yeah, I think SDI will maybe likely fix all the drivers. It's enormous. So I say chances are pretty good. At T94, that kind of sounds familiar. I don't know about that 0% taking like 5 minutes or whatever it did, but yeah. SDI Snappy Driver Installer. It's a driver collection and installer package by modern day enthusiasts. So I have the full offline installer that's 44 gigs right here. So we'll just copy the files from that to the SSD, run it, and then it's going to install everything, and then we can just delete that when we're done, and it'll be great. It should work perfectly fine after that. It had almost all of the drivers for XP. The only ones it didn't have are the ones that we wanted the most. But hopefully it has those drivers for Vista. Paul Guy, that's amazing. I'd expect nothing less from the people who said, "We security key, GameCube, dot up to upper." Just run the setup for your more complete copy as an upgrade when this version is done. Well, if I can get USB working, that might be okay. So we might be able to do that. We'll see how long this takes. Because we got an hour and 13 minutes now. Yeah, T94, I can't say I have ever installed Vista. 7, yes, of course. Vista, not so sure. Other than yesterday, where it went instantly. So, no blimies at all. Yeah, we had a lot of head banging against a wall for a little bit there. How am I? That depends on whether or not the CD robot's actually working. Directly tied to it. So far, it seems I'm doing good. Maybe I don't start scanning a second batch of slides after eating my sandwich. I mean, you could scan on stream. Finally getting money worth of these copies of Vista. Well, not of the upgrade one, that's for sure. But also, am I getting my $4 worth from it sitting on the shelf? Yes. Sports pack for Revolution. Oh my gosh. So before the Wii came out, I wanted to make a shirt so bad that had NES, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, and then like a silhouette of the Wii, and have it be getting like smaller to bigger, and have it the theory of Revolution. I wanted that so bad. Very selective which slides you're scanning. Oh gosh. Installed them all the service computers. It's already 6 days. Ah. Desoldering cap VT220's dead power supply. Is that the same one I've got? I don't remember now. It's been too long. I really need to get out of the van. There's a lot of things I need to get out of the van. Dude, that CD robot, oh my god, is so satisfying. Yeah, so data lore, I had a laptop that came with Vista, and I got that laptop maybe a year before Windows 7 came out. So it wasn't like early Vista, and it was a miserable experience. It got to the point where somehow the culmination of updates and drivers and stuff that I had installed in it would cause it to blue screen every time I plugged in a flash drive. Now, was it possibly recoverable? Could I have installed the operating system again from scratch to fix it? Could have been debugged, you know, all that stuff, maybe. Or maybe it could have been fixed. But everything about my time with this was terrible. So, I hate it. That beta Win 7 sure was nice. Yeah, that was the thing. I installed the beta for Windows 7. I think I actually put it in a VirtualBox machine and messed around with that a lot. I may have I may have installed it natively on that laptop. But as soon as Windows 7 came out, I bought the OEM copy, put it in there, and just didn't look back. So. Yours was gold, new HP system. Well, mine was an HP laptop as well. So, that didn't solve it. They didn't act on either of them. I think they only called it a beta so they could put the fish picture in there. Cleaning the fish tank stuff outside. You don't want that like vaguely weird salt smell all over inside your house. You're so boring. Well, RMS, Microsoft directly put out betas for Windows 7. So. Also, I don't know if you're here, but Indora Fox, I did not realize that you gifted 10 subs during the outro of yesterday's stream, but I do very much appreciate that. Thank you. I thought someone was referencing the 10 previous gifted subs, not that it was a total of 20 throughout the stream. See robots over there being a Chad. What's up? Cleaning the rocks with bleach bath. Mistakes were made. Ooh, pretty sure Geneva catch. Good lord. Yeah, I don't know why you did that. Jeez. Supposed to be done outside. Oh god. Dude, it's so cool seeing this. Like, it's been a pain in the butt, and it's still not like fixed, like fully solved, but man, when it's going, it's so good. All right. That's why I was eager to go to that place, get out of the stink cloud. I found a couple more options than that one particular thing. So I might not go that route, but I'm also having a difficult time finding them. And as far as like what hardware, I wouldn't need other hardware because like there's the whole extra one of those kinds of machines that I bought like directly after I made the big video. So like I do still have to go to that place, yeah. But I may or may not actually pick up one of the machines that we were looking at. Well, definitely not the one you found, because that one doesn't really make sense. Unless I was going to use it for a previous generation of what I want to do. Because then what it has would make sense. But being not full size is really difficult in that regard. No, that's correct. That's the size. Yeah. That's what the other one would be as well. It's just, there isn't, as far as I can find, there is not truly the same size as the target I'm trying to achieve. They're just a little bigger for the later generations. Unless I go with what Kaiser recommended, in which case it will technically not be as wide, but it will be taller. I'm getting closer to going that route. Because I'm wondering if my target... It is expensive. There are no cheap ones right now, which sucks. Been looking? Yeah. No, there's been nothing affordable. The benefit is that they come with everything. So, you know, you're not stuck, like, it's not just the, you know, raw chassis and then you have to start from scratch because everything that comes with it is bespoke to it. But, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the next generation of hardware after what I was trying to target might be better for going overkill. Because the idea is for it to be overkill. Do you have found issues with the first one? All right. DM me. No fun not talking in code. The worst of any Windows? Windows 98's just green. How is that better? Oh, cap plague. Yeah, no. Full cap set. First thing that's happening to both things that I'm looking at. Yeah, everything's going to be recapped. It's not... It doesn't matter if it's cap plague or not. I'm recapping it. Because, yeah, airflow, big concern. I think airflow will be fine, though. So, yeah. It's not a wallpaper. Fine, it's the wall paint. What do you want? It's navy blue if you have active desktop on. Teal if it isn't. You buy a legit copy of Vista in 2026? I mean, I can sell you this one for like, I don't know, I paid $6, and then it would be a legit copy. I mean, that was sold on physical media, so yes. What was the deal with active desktop? Did anyone ever use it? Go watch my Sony Vaio video. Airflow is the Achilles heel of that. You know me looking at tube routing, external rads. That's... Yes. Airflow will be a challenge. There's no great solution for that. It is legit, not would be. Well, activating it's a different problem. Yeah, and it looked like I was looking at what Hellencroft was talking about. I think that activation program is a keygen, like actual. Just they cracked the key challenge system. That's the dark dithered blue one. Yes, that one would be the best Windows wallpaper if they did that. Restarting, Windows needs to continue. Okay, I don't know if it's actually going to be able to restart. I don't know if I bypassed ACPI or not. Does KeyGen come with a song? I don't know. I haven't written it yet or run it yet. It better. It rebooted. Windows Vista has ACPI. That might be a reason not to use XP. That kind of sucked having to like do that. Return request sent. See what random Chinese scammer sends me in response. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'll be straight up here. We're installing Windows Vista from my legit copy. Here's my key, all that fun stuff. We're gonna crack this. We're not gonna be able to activate this today. It's apparently ridiculously easy to do for Vista. Well, data lore, how often did you actually hear the XP setup music? Half the time there weren't audio drivers, so it didn't work. Yeah, Nakalak, isn't it, though? Uh-oh. Hmm. Oh, Robo Twilight, that might be a problem. Did it try to boot from the CD? Is that what happened? I'm not sure. Yeah, this is the proper Vista experience. I don't know. Let's find out. I will Control Delete, and then... Okay, Control Delete didn't work. I'm going to eject the disk. I'm going to power button. And then I'll other power button. Are we roboting? Yes, the CD robot is operating. It's probably about to eject a disk. This is the ACPI problem again. No boot device is found. Press any key to reboot the machine. You do install OBS to make it work. All right. Well, I'll just spam F7. How did it restart it, though? Why is any key not working? Is it the first BSOD of the day? Not even close. Boot menu? What do you mean, boot menu? Did it try to boot the hard drive as, I don't know, legacy instead of UEFI? Is that what happened? Because the hard drive should be bootable by now. I'm going to go to boot menu. Why did the computer not turn on? Okay. So, UEFI boot, Windows Boot Manager. Do we just try that? I'm going to try that. Okay. You know what? Now what I'm going to do, Control-Alt-Delete. We're going to go back to BIOS. We're going to set that to be the default boot device. The CD is in now. But I want to make that the default boot device so it just works. Yeah, it's the wrong mouse. This, boom. Apply. Okay. Look at advanced boot options to make sure. Systems. Nothing else. Okay. Exit. ID doesn't exist. There's no option for that. Yeah, I'll just, you know what, we'll just make sure for this boot. In case it still tries to boot legacy or something, I don't know. I'll take a look at the UEFI thing one more time after this. Yeah, I was gathering that. Helen Croft, I'll look at that after this. How do bots drives interface with PC again? Over USB. So they are SATA drives. They have USB SATA adapters in them. And then there is a USB 3.0 SATA hub built in, or SATA, or US 3.0 USB hub built into the robot. There is a single cable that comes out. And I'm now using this dedicated small computer over here for the CD robot. Because the GUI was just absolutely driving me insane trying to read the drives too. So this runs headless and then controls the robot. Could literally just be a Raspberry Pi, but oh well. Hellencroft, I manually booted it via UEFI because I realized the mistake after I hit the settings. Might I find the most overkill XP info? Well, yeah, first off. Second off, full overkill isn't the goal. I'm not trying to do absolute max. Just sufficient. Yeah, Flare Spire, I know, yeah. Why are we in Vista? Well, we're doing the Linux is what's controlling everything else in the background. This is just bonus side quests while we're waiting for the robot to do stuff. Next reboot with the SDI in? Yeah, so this is looking like it might full boot. No. F12. We'll go into settings now. We'll set it to UEFI. Assuming I hit it in time. I don't think I did. I think it just booted the disk, actually. I'm gonna eject the disk and see what happens. Yeah, okay. Why did it do that? Oh well. Control Alt Delete. Spam F12. Packaging DZAC is primary. And additionally, somewhat period accurate. Okay, boot list, Windows Boot Manager, there we go. We don't need the disk anymore? Yeah, I don't think so. Data lore, we booted the installation media via UEFI, EFI, however you want to think about it. Which meant that it was installed that way, so that it will work. This is, I mean, yes, it is a Dell. Yeah, that's too far, DZAC. Yeah, Digital Ice Age. That... Actually, I don't blame people for that. Like, why Vista? That's a valid question. Like, do you have a brain disorder? Like, that's, you know, it's fair. Type a username. Nope, that's wrong. I like how a password's just recommended. Actually, if I don't have to have a password, let's not. Yeah. Okay. Vista is awesome. There we go. Choose the desktop background. Obviously, the real Vista background. Ask me later. The greatest time zone. I'm sure that time works. There we go. No password is actually more secure. Locks the account down from network access. Oh. That's not what I wanted. Yay, finally. You don't think about it. Are any of these DVDs that we're ripping in the background? I guess not, because they're all fairly small. Like Painkiller, I wouldn't have been too surprised, but being on 3 DVDs would have been insane. You can't remote desktop a new account without a password unless you mess with the policies. Yeah, I'll be fine without that. Redeem set clock. Did someone actually redeem set clock, or is that disabled? I don't even know anymore. I think it would have shown up in my little notification thing, but maybe not. That's something that Vista has over modern Windows, an actual boot chime. I don't know if you heard it, but it made the boot sound. Booyah, there we go. Oh, awesome, we get the sidebar. Sweet. All right, there we go. That's Vista. All right, time to shut it down. Don't need more, but I want a Desk Ripper robot. Just so cool. Imagine buying a boat. It's a lot like buying a boat. All right. Let's get SDI on there. All right. Basic data partition. This we need to set to VHD. I'm gonna go ahead and just put it on the desktop. Make a folder, SD. I said make a folder. Said, oh, is it doing that stupid permissions nonsense? Lame. I don't care about Windows users' permissions. I don't, respect them. Excuse me? Fine. Can I make a folder here? Okay. Whatever. Lame. All right. Should get jet skis. SDI fix USB, please. Yeah, no kidding. You have to disable drivers signing for SDI? I have no idea. Well, no, it should install real drivers. They should all be the, official drivers. They're just installed through a manager. Jet skis work on dirt, Desiac? Because elsewise, I don't know what else we'd do with them.
OLN subscribed at Tier 1. They've subscribed for 45 months, currently on a 41-month streak, and says, hi smokers, SHELPY 1 here. Today we're putting a SSD in a Dell and installing Vista on it. End of line.
Oh, God. Well, I thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 45 months. I appreciate that. HOA was not amused. Dude, there's so many of those neighborhoods around. It's ridiculous. They should be illegal. Such a waste of water. That's good. CD robot is best robot. All right. How much does it have left to do? Oh, it might actually finish in time. Wow, I can't believe that one full Napa Valley thing is going to be the correct amount with the amount of headaches. It's best robot when it works. I mean, that's the only time I ever want to think about it, so I mean, that's all that matters, right? CD robot without Bender, because Bender's at home now. Also found out I could make Bender pose in like a discus throwing position, with putting him on the base, and then the legs can bend in a weirder way to angle him. It looks a lot better that way. So it's Bender the Cox Center, yeah. Did you get a girder? No, I'm gonna have to get some Lego girders. Probably with some of the Mindstorm stuff in there so they can have a position in it. Jet skis are better in the summer. Just gotta go faster, then you get more airflow. What's that? Convection ovens? Never heard of them. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and eject Vista. And we'll eject the iod too, because we're going to want to be able to connect that. Basic data partition can be safely removed. Okay, putting the drive back into the computer. We may almost have enough time to run Crysis on this thing. Just barely. All right, here we go. The boot animation works now? You said too much, too quickly. All right. What is this outputting? 800 by 600. Okay, I'm confused. That's just what the capture card wants to show. There's nothing I can do about that. This is HDMI, and it's already terrible. Love it. Okay. Whatever. All right, we're going to get rid of the welcome screen startup because it's super annoying. We're leaving the sidebar, though. Okay, so computer, drive, SDI, and here we go. Allow. Boom. Okay, there might be a couple of things. Unblock. Oh, we didn't look at what is not or is working, actually. First, let's do that. Manage. Continue. So let's see what isn't installed. So we don't have Ethernet. We don't have USB. We don't have, like, PCI. We don't have graphics card drivers. So none of that's there. So what all can it find? It's got graphics. It's got sound. We've already had sound. It's got chipset. That's not looking like USB, though. That's a little concerning. Let's just go ahead and install. Select all. I don't really care about the restore point. Install. Hopefully chipset does USB. I don't know. USB 3.0. Well, I do have. Whoa, what? Okay. I don't know if Snappy just took care of the, like, grr driver. What is his interface? Yeah, it is a little weird. I don't know what that is with the thing popping up. Hopefully that doesn't matter. That's video drivers. It's for chipset thingies are useless. Cool. System restart required. Okay. ETH is working now. Ooh. It's not plugged in, but it could be. Hey, that's one. It did not install something that said network. So maybe we'll do USB. Single processing controller. Hold on. Memory controller. SMI bus. Well, that's pretty good, actually. And then signal processing. Active management. Blah. Okay, it didn't sound like anything USB. This official. Has Radeon GPU? Yes. I mean, it's an external, it's like a PCIe card one. So don't get too excited. Are these Windows 7 drivers or Windows Vista drivers, Helencroft, that you linked on Google Drive, I'm guessing? Okay. Let's go ahead and just reboot, see what we get. Some driver, I2C controller, Windows has 0. Yeah, it's not even loaded real driver. Okay. And like it's Vista 3.0. Okay. Well, I might transfer that over the network because that might be easier. Oh my gosh, GitHub, you are loading a text file. How is it that bad? So it's apparently going to take a little while. My internet is super cranky here today. Oh my gosh. Mouse frame rate still seems pretty terrible. That could be the capture card, though. I don't know. Let's see. Frame rate, leave unchanged. I don't think it's that. Use buffering? I'll get rid of that. Oh, that's way better. CD robot just being awesome over there. Okay, come on, just finish booting, please. Please boot. Do boot. Do booting. Please boot. Are you gonna boot? Can you finish booting, please? Completing the boot process would be ideal. Uh-oh. Are we getting the Windows Vista experience now? Uh-oh. How quick has ever seen Fresh Vista turn to trash? All it took was installing drivers. Oh, no. Try Control-Alt-Delete. Nope. Should have set that restore point. What's there to restore? All it was a fresh install. Control, Shift, Escape, Explorer just derped out? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't have a Windows key either, so don't tell me to do Windows R. Reinstalling is quick, right? Well, I gotta be real. Any big problem was gonna be dead in the water here today, because we don't have a lot of time. Reboot? Maybe, but what if it's like doing driver finalization? The hard drive activity light is blinking every now and then. I wonder if maybe the drivers that installed were expecting Service Pack 2. All hard power off. And reboot. And then when this reboot fails, then I guess I'll spam F8. Return for a dialogue wouldn't have been a bad call. Oh well. Dude, trying to get this thing to boot or power on is really annoying. I think there's going to be 5 discs left after it loads this one. So that should finish. All right. Start Windows normally. We'll try that one more time. Was Vista the worst OS? I'm going to go with no, but I don't know what would be worse. It's pretty bad. Dell need to be turned on 2 times. Oh, I just needed to try again. That was all. It said, "Oh, where's my Windows Explorer? Oh, there it is. That's where I left it." Did it just fail to rip that disk, or did it rip like? Oh, it's Lemmings. It was probably like 30 megs. All right. Let's look at what we have functional. Ethernet controller. What's this then? But that doesn't do anything when I click it. Okay. So again, we're missing the 2 things that would really make it usable. All right, I guess we rip the drive out and copy. That's to set up your dial-up. There's no modem. All right. I guess I rip out the drive and copy the USB thing. Enable Arrow and try SDI again. What is it with you guys and wanting to make it lag while it has bad video drivers? I mean, it might have good video drivers. I don't know right now. It doesn't feel good. I feel like right now enabling Arrow is a bad idea. I mean, I can try SDI again. I don't think it's going to help. That was not the one I wanted. Checking for updates. Drivers are up to date. Okay, well, yeah. Unknown, standard. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, SDI is like turn on unknown. Well, it didn't show anything. Enable worst match. Interesting. SATA HCI controller. I think that's the one. Update driver available. Also, some more optional. Here, let me try something. Okay, this is direct booted. Oh, that feels way better. Okay, the capture card's frame rate's just terrible. Okay, you know what? I'm willing to install or enable Arrow. That's not where you do it. Arrow. Okay, but like... Yeah, I'm gonna guess the driver had installed functions, but it's not like good. So we're gonna ignore that. All right, so none of that is USB or networking. This is SATA, but SATA's working, so I don't really want to, rock the boat on that. So, all right. We're gonna shut down. I'm gonna copy the USB drivers over. We'll see what happens. Dead 360 fat? I completely forgot that there are any that aren't the white ones. But no. Oh my gosh. Just mount it and open it. What do you mean it's oh, it did the stupid hibernated shutdown, didn't it? You said 360. Now, I forgot there were later Halos because I super don't care. Yeah, I did hold shift and do shutdown this time. And it's really shutting down. Jeez. Okay, now we can copy the USB drivers, maybe. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Is it still locked or something? Linux, unlock, Windows, partition. Yeah, Helen Croft, I agree. Oh, that's not what I want. TFS fix, you remove the dirty bit. Delete hyperfill sys. Check this. Alright, well, I'll just run it in TFS fix and hope for the best. SDV, SDA. NTFS fix. Dev SDA. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Okay, permission denied. That's sudo 2, 3. Well, it doesn't like FV. Clear dirty D. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to put this in SDI. Good Lord. I thought you could like middle click this or something to close them. Close. 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 Read me. Why do I gotta read a thing? Please don't modify or redistribute publicly. You didn't write them. Okay. Pull the drive out, plug it in the computer. It's really killing me. There's no dock in this thing, and I'm like manually plugging cables. And by killing me, I mean mildly inconveniencing me for 3 seconds. Okay. We got 20 minutes. If we install USB and it works, first thing we're doing is running Crysis. We'll find out if my video drivers are good or not real fast. I could just Is it doing overscan? I think it's overscanning. Because I'm outputting over HDMI through a DVI adapter. So I suspect this is not actually 1080p. And I don't know how I can disable that. So that's fun. Theme. It doesn't give me arrow yet. I don't care. We're not doing it. Okay. SDI, Vista. Okay, since mine is not an AMD thing, I'm going to guess this, X64 something or another. You know what? We'll just point it at it and it can figure it out. Oh my gosh, this resolution's awful. Device manager. I have to change this resolution. It's killing me. (1366 by 768). That'll work. That's not a TV resolution unless you got a plasma. There we go. That's better. Okay. Nope, not XP. It's even better. Okay, update driver, browse. We'll include subfolders. Oh my gosh, I forgot the blue folders are so good. Okay, see this, SDI, drivers, that one. Probably this. Next, could not find drivers. Okay. Update drivers, browse, this. Just drivers for Vista, this. Go. Oh! Encountered a problem installing the driver. The system cannot find the specified device. Oh, we're almost done ripping CDs. Wow. So, looks like that's not going to work. I don't think I have USB drivers from Dell. Unless 3.0 drivers expect some 2.0 driver files to be there. Huh. Just never a 2.0 driver installed. What is this missing? The 2.0 files? Awesome. Do I want... Can I do like a Windows 98 kind of thing and just copy all the cab files? Portizo, they don't have Vista drivers. They have Windows 7 drivers. I have all the Windows 7 drivers on the iOD, but there's no way to get them into the thing. I mean, I could just mount the ISO and copy all of the executables over. Let's just do that. Let's just do that right now. Because we're running out of time. We got 16 minutes. They're on the CD. Okay, but like it didn't copy them and I don't know what they are. Unless you want me to put the CD in and then try and install the 3.0 drivers. Let's just do this real quick though. iOD. Settings, mode, ODD. Portizo, I have downloaded every single Windows 7 driver they already have. So there's nothing new that I'm going to get from their website. I already did it last night. I have them all right here. Somewhere. Please pop up with the driver. ISO disk thing. Oh gosh. USB port on the iOD's being a little weird. There we go. So these are all of the drivers. I don't see anything USB, but we'll try and find out. Okay, I'm pulling the SSD. Okay, well, you let me mount it. Oh, wow, they did. Crazy. Okay. Let's just go Dell 7040. And since they're executables, this is fine because it's Windows. Anything else I should put on here while I got this? All right, I'm just going with that. It's not opening bash, you're stupid. There. Come on, stop spinning. Close it out. Do your sync, whatever. Claims I have Win 7 USB driver. Why can't I click this link? I'm supposed to be able to click links now. Okay, hold on. It's attempting to load the page, but because it's a modern website, Sensible host controller driver. I mean, it might just be one of these. I don't know. Network. I mean, that might get me networking. I don't know. You know, this is going to take forever. Let's just not bother. Okay, I'll download that. Now I got to plug this back in. Hold on. Yeah, that's 500K. That's perfect. It's going to take longer for MediaFire to load all its ads than for me to be able to download it. What's it called? XHCI. That's because Windows Vista is awesome, Noldurf. Extract here, detect subfolder. Okay, good. Sure, why not? Okay, that took literally no time to copy. All right, we're calling it because we're running out of time here. We got 12 minutes. We got to try something. I'm calling it there. Okay, so we copied over the Dell.com drivers and we copied over DirectDL. Oh my gosh. All right. I mean redirecting to wget.log. All right, we're going to try and install the network ones first because they're just executables and that should just be real quick. Come on. Just log in. Complete the login. Look, I know you're Vista, but you don't have to prove it every single time I try and turn on the computer by doing something weird and new. USB SATA. It's not using a USB SATA adapter. It's just SATA. It's really new. Looks like you weren't the only one, Remduck. Gosh. Wait, did the CD Robot finish all the CDs? Man, that thing is a champ. Oh, look. Yay! It's this again. Woo! Black screen. That's our favorite. Enter for dialogue? Nope. All right. Well, fine. If I'm turning this off... Oh, wait. The executable hasn't finished downloading. And it's going to take a while. Okay, we're just going to hard power off and then restart. Shutting down? That's weird that you're going to gracefully shut down. A little concerning. That better have been a real shutdown, not a hibernate. The deck talk is working. I don't see a redeem or anything. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Actually, I know why it wouldn't be. The server's been restarted a billion times today. It could have lost API access.
100. I am working by your command.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Bold to assume it was going to work. Deck Talk not working would have been the cherry on top of the poo sundae for today. Oh, we got 9 minutes, Vista. Come on, you can do it. While it's sitting there, I'm going to put the 2 discs that are not in jewel cases away. Of course, they're in whatever random order it felt like pulling them out in. Okay. Did a funny thing with the watch streak. You watched a VOD? Ooh, oh man. Deck Talk doesn't do streaks, as Twitch API still doesn't do I mean, the Deck Talk only does donations. I have a white list of things. Okay, there we go. All I had to do is reboot, you know, try the same thing again and get different results. Okay. Computer. This. This. Network. Okay, I got no idea which one it's going to be, so just one at a time. Install them all. Allow. Procedure, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool, that's fun. Close. That's not going to be good. I bet all of them are going to require that. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Thanks, Dell. Love it. That's great. You're the best. Oh, there's one. Why die? You know, I have a feeling we don't need that one. Request not supported. Request not supported. Not supported. No. Wi-Fi driver. Okay. Dude, it's desktop. Why you keep giving me Wi-Fi drivers? Okay, well that sucks. Okay, well we'll try the XFCI whatever thing. This. Okay. So should I like right click? I thought you could install from there. Maybe that's only on good Windows. Install. Boom. Go. Init file does not support this method of installation. Well, I don't like you either then. Manage. Continue. Update driver software. Browse this. Drivers for Vista. This one. Go. Go. Ooh, install anyway. You encountered a problem. Could not install. Drivers may be working. Found driver, but encountered an error. Windows cannot load the driver for this hardware. Your driver may be corrupted or missing. Yeah, I'm gonna put the XP64, and by XP I mean Vista 64 disk. I don't know. The Intel 1000 drivers didn't work on XP. I'm gonna guess they don't work here. Okay, Vista disk in the drive. Search automatically. Don't search online. It's already installed, but it doesn't work. Browse. Go. Best driver. Cannot load the driver. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what the problem is. We might be dead in the water. This is the last Vista driver. Oh my gosh. We're cutting it real close here. And the Dell one failed. I'm going to restart that, I guess. Come on, MediaFire. Let me download it. Hopefully it's not too big. 3.4 megs. Oh, no. That's a lot for sponge Wi-Fi. But maybe MediaFire is faster than Dell.com. No, it's not. If it wasn't such a pain in the butt to MTP files, I would try and just download it on my phone. Maybe it still was worth it. Let's find out. Skip that last 3.0 driver. You already have that. This or this? What do you need USB 3 for? Because there is nothing else. It's USB 3 or no USB at all. I mean, this isn't slowing down this, so I don't see any reason to stop it right now. Make a project out of installing OSs and drivers. That's a bad inspiration right there. Well, I think we're dead in the water. No USB, no networking yet again. Put 7-zip on SSDs and get over the Dell network drivers. Yeah, I'll do that, but I'm going to have to do it after stream at this point. Because we only have 2 minutes now. we don't have time for it to fail to boot, have to be turned off and be booted again. Like we're done now, unfortunately. So, you know what? I will try one thing. Gracefully shut down Windows. All right. Well, hopefully that works. I held shift on the wrong thing. I will do one last thing. Unfortunately, this is going to take a little bit of time. Come on, shut down. Oh my gosh, it's so slow to turn off. Well, we're done with the iOD for today, so I can put that away. Let's start packing up a little bit. While it just sits there going blue, 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 instead of shutting down, I guess. What do I think about Vista? Not much. All right. It's only going to take 40 seconds. All right, we can try this. It's going to take longer to get it to actually boot. Drivers require cable, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm going to have to burn a dual layer disk. Unless I can luck into getting networking working, because I'm not going to be able to legacy update. Oh, I should look around if I have a dual layer before I leave. Drat. That super sucks. Yeah, I might be able to. I don't know what that page is. If you want to post it in Discord, that could be helpful. Okay, that transfer finished. Eject. Eject. All right, here we go. Last boot. Come on, plug in. There we go. Final attempt at making this thing work. So final, I'm putting the lid on, because I'm probably taking this home to continue stupid Vista shenanigans. Copy complete ISO on the drive Vista should be able to mount it. Dell drivers need keyboard 2533. Well, we'll see. Just joining. Why are we messing with Windows? Well, we're ending. Yeah, second to last reboot. When it forgets how to open Explorer. Yeah, really. Maybe this is the time. Maybe this time it'll know you run the Explorer program. Maybe it'll prove it's a good computer and it wants to live. Just maybe. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna guess that, wait, Windows Defender. Why Defender? All right, here we go. It's time. Can it run Crysis? Let's find out. Missing application, it needs Direct 3D. No! Does it come with Direct 3D? Support. Well, I tried. How does it not come with DirectX 9 installed? Come on. What's even more annoying is I have a DirectX ISO on the Ion because I did kind of assume this would happen, but I forgot to copy those files over. All right, well, that was fun. Yeah, that's going to be it. Under LED. No, I don't think there's a DirectX installer in here. Why is there a box art image? Oh, well. That's it. Device manager, what about it? Did it fix USB? I doubt it. Nope. All right. That's it. Shutting it down for real. Well, that's gonna be it for today. So there we go, outro time. Yep. Well, that almost went to plan, kind of, sort of. CD Robot eventually worked after it had the really stupid drive out of ordering problem. Don't know how that never cropped up before. Warms up OBS. I've heard that's good for computers. So yeah, that's it for now. So yeah, I have no idea what we're doing next weekend. I kind of really want to do more ripping though, like a lot. So maybe we do that some more. See if maybe finally we can have a stretch of it just working, because that was very unattended after we fixed the drive order. It just went. So we might be able to do that. So if you really want more Vista, maybe we do that then. I don't know. So, but yeah, that is going to be it for now. So if you enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the stream, you can find me on Patreon. But for now, that's it, and I will see you. Oh yeah, shirts. But for now, that's it, and I will see you next time. All right, I can do that, Helen Croft. I'll probably go nuts on different attempts when I get home. Maybe see if I can figure out a way of installing the Service Pack 2 version. But that's it. Bye.